I think the people that do say a confidential informant was involved in this case, I think it's true. Um, I think the questions are, DA, that people have to ask again, and I'll give you the answer. Why was there no body banks seen? Why was there, by the way, why was there no open public casket ceremony? People will say, well, Jason, all three were cremated, right? And DA, yes, supposedly. And Ethan had a private funeral service. But when we go into the extraction operation in a few minutes, remember, folks, you will never have an open public casket ceremony if, in fact, this whole thing was staged, if this whole thing was a psyop. Why were two roommates left alive? If you're gangbangers like Pazzarotti and others have said that did this hit, DA, or cartel members, why would you leave Dylan and Bethany alive? You'd have to take out every single person in that house if you were gangbangers doing a hit. I think the people that do say a confidential informant was involved in this case, I think it's true. I think a confidential informant most likely was compromised. And the reason is the feds can stage a violent event if a confidential informant's been compromised. They can legally do all this, folks, and they can actually delete you. They can stage your unaliving, and they can actually, I hate to say it, but they can actually unalive somebody at times.
I think what I'd like to know is if you can you explain to people who was the confidential informant and what were they informing on and why are they being protected? In this scenario that it's a confidential informant that's being protected, what were they going to inform on? What are they being protected about? And what's the, explain that to everybody so they can understand in plain English what they were involved in.
So most likely confidential informant was involved in the drugs in some way and working with the feds, helping with drug investigations. And if you even divulge the existence of that program, like an extraction removal operation, for example, if that took place, which I believe it did, of those beautiful students, you can't even divulge the existence of the program you were working on, or you will be jailed 30 years or killed.
But the biggest thing that is hard for people to swallow, I think, is, okay, well, then are you suggesting if somebody was a confidential informant and they didn't really die and they're just kind of whisked away into secrecy, does the family not know that? Are we going to allow the families to weep and just go on with their lives like they've lost a loved one when damn well they're alive somewhere? Or do they all know and you believe that everyone's keeping their mouth shut all the way down to all the families involved and everybody's just really good at, I mean, like, it's one of the both, it's one of the other.